Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Divine from Keeping Up with Divine. Thank you for coming if you're a return subscriber. Thank you for coming if you're new, and welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for content every Sunday, 6 p.m. UK time. Now, for those of you who are new, this is my channel where I talk all things business. I recently quit my job and started 2 new businesses, and I'm going to be taking you on my journey through self-employment, being an employer, what I learn, what I find, all the cool stuff that could be useful to you if you're looking to start a business, and just my life really, the occasional lifestyle content, a bit about my office. It's just a bit of everything. So if you like the sound of that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any content whatsoever. So I received a comment in my last video asking me to do a Q&A on my business journey, or on business as a whole, I suppose. So I decided to take to Instagram and ask you guys what questions you would like me to answer in this video. So today's video is literally going to be me answering the questions that you guys have asked. I've picked 6 questions from the ones which I got asked, and I may do a part 2 at some point just to make sure that I answer the rest of you guys' questions. But for today, we're going to answer these 6, and without any further ado, let's get straight into it. So the first question that I was asked was, how is business going? So business is going really well. I think I'm learning a lot, and I'm finding out that it's not as easy as I thought it would be, but certain things are not as hard as I thought they would be as well. I don't know if that makes sense. And it's just feeling the magnitude of responsibility, really. Business is just, it's hard work. You can't switch off like you can in employment. So it's good. I'm enjoying it. I understand my why, and I think it's my why that keeps me going. So business is going good. I'm still hanging in there, and I'm still living my best life, enjoying self-employment, and yeah, that's how business is going. Given the choice to quit your job again, would you do it? Given the choice to quit my job again, would I do it? Absolutely. I most definitely would. Like, this is probably one of the best decisions I've made for myself. I am in my element. I'm doing what I love. I do what I want, when I want, how I want. As you guys know, the Mo Stack song I'm always referring to, baby girl, I just do what I want, when I want, how I want. That's how I feel in self-employment. So given the choice, I would do it again, and I'd do it even earlier if I'm to be completely truthful, because it's so liberating, and it's just such a lovely feeling. Like, for anyone out there who wants to go into business, trust me, quitting your job is the best feeling on this earth. To be honest, I feel like for anyone, quitting your job is the best thing on earth, except obviously you might not have money, so is something you need to weigh up for yourself. But yeah, given the chance to do it again, I'd do it again, and I'd do it sooner. What's the biggest lesson you've learned so far? So the biggest lesson I've learned is your employees are employees first. If you guys are friends, be friends after. So what I mean to say is that your employees, you have to remember that you're their boss. You have to remember that, and you have to make the sort of distinction in that relationship. If it is that you're going to be friendly with them, which is an approach I chose to take first of all, you have to make sure that the boundaries are set. The reason why I say this is I became really friendly with some of my employees, and it ended up really bad. Like, I was getting calls at 3 a.m. from them with them telling me their problems, which have nothing to do with work. Now, this is not to say that I don't like hearing people's problems, but what I'm saying is I'm asleep at that time. There was no boundary. This lady felt so comfortable to call me at this time and to be telling me about things that she's going through in her life, which have nothing to do with work, nothing to do with affecting her work. And I need to sleep. I need my sleep, because all day I'm dealing with everybody else's problems to do with work and to do with issues that they're having that are affecting them from going to work. I can't now be 24/7 available to them. And the only reason why she felt so comfortable, I think, was because I decided to be friendly, and I was too friendly. I didn't set the boundaries. There was no limit at which she felt like, actually, I can't contact her at this time. That was a really good lesson for me to learn so early on, because then I didn't continue to make that mistake, because at that time, at least, I only had a few members of staff. But as the numbers grow, it would have been so much more difficult for me to manage like 20, 30, 40 people calling me at those times of night. And also, her problems became my problems. It was hard for me to detach from the things she was telling me, because now I'm worried about her, and I'm thinking, is she going to be okay, and this and that. Now I already have friends to worry about. I already have family to worry about. I don't need to be worrying about my members of staff's personal problems. I know this sounds horrible, and this sounds like I don't really care. That's not what I'm saying. I'm a very caring person, but there has to be a limit with your employees, because you would essentially be taking on hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people's problems, and is really difficult to do that. So that's the lesson which I learned. Keep your employees as employees. Everybody needs to know their position. You need to set boundaries for that. What do you need to start a business? I don't really know how to answer this question. Like, I feel like you need a business idea, like you need a plan as to how you're going to execute whatever business it is you want to go into. And I think you really need to be strong-minded, because it's not easy. It's so difficult to start a business and to stay motivated on the days where things are not going your way, or on the days where you don't feel like getting out of bed. Some businesses require you to still get up, still get out, and still do what you got to do. So I think you need a strong mindset. You need a plan. And I also feel like you need to have a why. Why are you doing this? That will keep you going some days. Like, what is your why? It may be for your husband, for your wife, for your kids, for whoever, or for whatever. Maybe because you want to buy a Bugatti and this is the way you're going to get there. You need a why, a strong, solid why that will keep you going on the days where it gets really, really difficult. Yeah, so that's what I feel like you need to start a business. Of course, there's other things in terms of technical things and stuff like that. But in regards to you and yourself, this is what I feel like you need. Do you regret quitting your full-time job? Absolutely not. If ever I have made a great decision, it's this one. I have no regrets whatsoever. Like I said in an earlier question, I would do it again, and I'd do it earlier. It is honestly the best thing ever, because I feel like it's forced me to really look within myself for resources. What can I do? What am I good at? What can I do to create money? Like, it's really got me thinking, because now I don't have the crutch of employment. I don't have the crutch of a salary or of a pay that's coming in at a certain time. I have no choice but to rely on myself. And I feel like that's a skill that is so hard to learn otherwise. Like, I feel like this was the best way for me to be able to become self-sufficient, and I don't regret it at all. Is it easier to be an employee or an employer? I think it is 150 times easier to be an employee. I say that because as an employee, you go to work, you do what you're there to do, you leave, and you don't have to think about it again. But as an employer, like, it does not end. Whilst you're at work, you're thinking about your work. When you're supposed to clock out, you have to be thinking about, is this person going to show up tomorrow? What are we going to do about this? Oh, this wasn't finished today. Who's going to do that? There's so many things that you have to think about. Switching off is literally nearly impossible. Like, I have to physically tell myself, okay, D, it's time to switch off, because as an employee, there's so many things that are running through your mind, so many responsibilities, and even the fact that if an employee does something wrong, you have to answer for it, even though it wasn't even you who did that. It is so bad when you get shouted at for something that somebody else did. Like, it is wild out in these employer streets. So it's definitely easier to be an employee. However, the easy option isn't always the best option. And in my situation, I find it more fulfilling to be an employer, because I know why I'm doing it, for my why, for my future, for my business. And one day I'll be able to hire someone to have all of these employees, and I think it's going to be fantastic. How easy is it managing finances as self-employed? So managing finances is actually a lot more difficult in my opinion, because I just don't know what's coming in every month. So it's hard for you to plan. I don't know if this is just because I'm starting, but I find it really hard to plan for life in advance, because I just don't know what my finances are going to be looking like. Some months I get more than what I need. Some months I get less than what I need. And on the months where I don't get enough, you just kind of have to hope that you saved enough from a month when you were a bit higher. So it is really hard to manage finances in my opinion. However, it's getting easier with time, because now I know what I can do to make money for myself. And finally, what's your favorite thing about having a business? My favorite thing by far about having a business is the flexibility. I wake up early in the morning, of course, just in case, things are going wrong or someone's having any issues, but I can nap anytime I want. I can work from wherever the hell I want. Like, some days I work in my garden, in my office, in my kitchen, my brother's house, my mom's house, Starbucks, wherever. Like, the flexibility is so good. I prefer to work in my office, of course, because I have my setup and my monitor and stuff like that, but I can work wherever I want. And most of the tasks that I do as an employer or as self-employed, I can do them at any time which suits me. So it's really nice, because if my friends want to do something one day, I can just quickly do a bit of work in the morning and do the rest in the evening or the day after or whatever. However, I feel like it requires a lot of discipline, because it's very easy to just not do things and then find yourself piled up with mounts and mounts of things that will take 72 hours to complete, yet you only have 24. So it's good, it's flexible, but I also worked on my discipline. So guys, thank you so much for asking questions. If there's any more questions that you guys want to ask for when I do a part 2, please drop them in the comments or DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is at @d_mhlolo, MHLOLO. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, make sure you check out my website, www.divinecontenthub.com. Make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you like this video, comment, subscribe, share, and all of that good stuff, because you never know which bit might help a sister or a brother out in these streets. So thanks again, guys, for coming, and I will see you next Sunday. Bye.